Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me today for this interview. Do you mind just starting by introducing yourselves? Pat, if you want to go first.
Sure. Hi, I'm Patrick. I've just finished my first year studying medicine at Exeter.
Hi, I'm Costi, and I've also just finished my first year studying philosophy and Spanish at Exeter.
Okay, and Pat, did you apply for Exeter College?
Yeah, it was my first choice.
And what was your reasoning when you chose Exeter as your college?
I don't have like one specific reason. I think first year is just quite a central college, so I quite liked the fact it was close to lots of things and I could just easily walk. Secondly, it was quite pretty, and it was quite small as well, which was nice. Just because from speaking to people and looking at stuff online, it just came across that everyone knew each other and it was quite a close community, which seemed quite nice. So I guess just a mixture of all those three.
And was it similar for you? Or?
Yeah, pretty similar. I liked the idea of like a smallish, medium-sized college, and I just walked around them all one day. Well, not all of them, a few of them one day, and I just thought Exeter looked so pretty from the outside, and just really friendly. And also because I do quite a small course, it doesn't get offered at a lot of colleges, and I knew that Exeter had a really good Spanish tutor just from looking at their website. So I thought it would make sense to go for that one.
And then maybe I'll ask Costi this one. Once you arrived, can you remember what Freshers Week at Exeter was like?
I thought it was really fun. The second years were really welcoming and they put in a lot of effort, I think, to make us feel comfortable. I remember finding the days a little bit weird because I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to be doing. And if I was in my room sorting stuff out, I always thought maybe everyone else is making friends and I'm not. But overall, it was really fun and the nights out were really good. And like we had a freshers ball on, I think, the third night. And that was just so fun and it was a really good bonding experience for everyone, I think.
Pat, did you have a favourite activity in Freshers Week?
I quite like the freshers formal, which was the first form I think for basically everyone, and the whole of the first year was there, so it's quite a nice social thing, and it's just quite cool going to a formal. I think, like Costi said, the freshers ball was also pretty good. I think I'd say the freshers formal was my favourite.
And what is formal like at Exeter?
So it's basically just a 3-course fancy dinner where you have to wear gowns and you dress up quite smartly. So that's probably a suit or at least a shirt for guys, and maybe a dress or something similar for girls. And you wear your gown, you go, it's maybe 2 hours long or something, and you just sit in the hall, you get all your food brought to you, you get wine, or just water if you don't want it. And you just chat and have quite a good time. There's often some speeches at the start, usually something in Latin, which is quite funny. And it's just nice being in the big hall. Yeah, it's cool.
Quite often, or?
So I think it varies college to college, but for Exeter at least, there's usually, I think, maybe 1 or 2 a week, and you can book yourselves into them. And they're about £15, sometimes maybe about 20, depends on what event it is. So I went to 3 formals in Hilary term and also 3, I think, in Michaelmas, but you can go to as many as you want, really.
If you were just kind of talking me through like an average day of food at Exeter, what kind of things could I expect to find in your dining hall?
So we've got like a bar and then also the dining hall, which is really nice because you've got a few options. And I think most people just have breakfast in their rooms, to be honest. But I know that the bar also offers like breakfast baps, like bacon rolls and sausage rolls and stuff. And then for lunch, you can either get lunch in hall. I never did. I think Pat did though. And they just have like normal, I think some salads and a few options. What I really like to do was to get a panini from the bar because they're quite good value. They're like £2.50 and they have different flavours every day. and it's quite nice and quick. And then dinner and hall is really popular because it's a good chance to see everyone at the end of the day. And they have a veggie option and a meaty option, and it's also really good because you like pay by the item, so you can get like just rice or rice and vegetables or rice and vegetables and meat. So I quite liked that. And they do some nice yogurts and puddings as well. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Is there like a social space at Exeter where everyone spends time all together?
Yeah, so we have our JCR, which is basically just a common room with loads of sofas, a TV, and that's the main spot really if you just want to go and relax. And the last term actually, before we left, they got a Wii, which was quite popular. You could just often go down and play Mario Kart or something, and you'd find loads of people there. And there's basically always people there. Even if you like come back after a night out at 3 a.m, there'll be people hanging about, or if you've just come out of lectures and you want to sit down for 20 minutes and have a bowl of soup, you'll find people there. It's quite good.
And does college organise other social events? Like what kind of social events does college put on throughout? Maybe Costi, if you want to.
They put on a welfare tea every Wednesday afternoon, which is so nice. They just bring us loads of snacks and everyone chills in the JCR and just like pops in and out. So that's really nice. And then we have bops, I think every few weeks, maybe I think it's like 2 or 3 every term. And that's just like everyone in the bar having a really fun time. And the second years choose a theme every time. I feel like we've got other social events as well.
The live music nights are really cool.
Yeah, the live music nights are so good. So those also happen every like few weeks. And anyone who's keen just plays some music in the bar. And there's like jazz and people like get on the drums. And yeah, it's just really happy. And XFAC also sell cocktails there normally. So it's a really good night.
Is that your college charity, XFAC?
Yeah.
You guys, Pat, maybe do you mind explaining a little bit about what, if you know what it's about?
Yeah, so XFAC, so I was meant to do it this year, but it unfortunately got cancelled because it was meant to be in the Easter holidays. And it's essentially a charity where the college take a group of disadvantaged children from the local area around Oxford and Oxfordshire on holiday, I think for about 5 or 6 days. And it involves just doing lots of outdoor activities and fun things that they enjoy that they might not normally get the chance to do at home. So I didn't get to see what it was this year because I didn't do it, but I think it's things like canoeing and rock climbing and outdoor stuff. I think the kids are maybe between the ages of 6 and 10, something like that. And it's entirely run by volunteers within the college. And I think they do 2 holidays each year in Easter.
Oh,
and
wow.
so
You do like
yeah, they have
fundraising and
sunrise.
stuff. You
What's
do like
that?
fundraising and things throughout the year to kind of raise money for that.
Yeah, they have loads of things. So the live music nights one, they do cocktails, I think, like Costi said. They do carnations at Valentine's Day, where they basically sell roses, which is quite cool. They've done bake sales. They did a charity auction where you basically, so it's like a promise auction. So you make a promise and people bid for you to keep that promise. And so I specifically made a promise that I would let the highest bidder cut my hair in whatever way they wanted. Other stuff people did was if you bidded the highest, that person would bake you some cakes or something like that. And it was quite a fun thing. And I think that raised a few £100s.
How much did someone bid to cut your hair?
I think it might have been about 60 or 70, but I think then there was some extra donations at the end because I let people pay more for me to keep the haircut for longer. So I think it raised over 100 in the end.
Oh my God, what haircut did you get in the end?
I can get a photo if you want.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to see a photo.
Okay, it's quite bad.
maybe while you're finding that, maybe Costi, could you kind of explain what the accommodation is like at Exeter?
Yeah, sure. So I think we're quite lucky with our accommodation because we're guaranteed 3 years of accommodation. Is that right, Pat? I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And so in first year, everyone's got accommodation on Tell Street, which is the main college site. And the rooms are graded. And when just before you start, you can choose which grade of room you want. And so you can choose whether you want an ensuite or whether you want a smaller room and a larger room. And all the rooms are really nice. They all look quite different because some of the buildings are older and some of the buildings are newer. But I think most people were really happy with their rooms, and if they weren't, college were really good with like letting you change if you didn't like it. And then in later years, you can choose to either stay on site, or we also have accommodation in a building called the Cohen Quad, which is a new building, and the rooms are super, super pretty and modern, and they've got kitchens and stuff. So that's a really good option, I think, for later years. And also for us, there's lots of college-owned houses. So there's, I think, 5 college-owned houses, maybe 6 even. There's 4 houses all next door to each other on Iffley Road. So Pat and I are living in one of them next year, and they're 8 or 9 person houses, and everyone's got their own room, and there's like a communal living space and a kitchen. So I think we've got quite a lot of good options for accommodation at Exeter.
And will you rent that house for the whole year or for just the time?
So it's a 9-month lease. So it's quite good because it means that you can stay into the holidays a little bit if you want to. But obviously it is a little bit more expensive than the Tell Street accommodation, which is a 6-month lease. So yeah.
When you're staying there, will you still be able to use all of the college facilities on main site?
Yeah, we will. And I think quite a lot of people like to go into the main site for the day because there is a little kitchen there, and there's the JCR and also the library, and you can still eat in halls. So I think people tend to do a combination of the two.
You have the photo of your hair.
Oh, it's so ugly.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did you have your hair like that for? No.
I think I had it like that for maybe 5 days. And then I just shaved it all off and I was bald for a little bit.
So you were saying about the library. Pat, do you tend to work in the library? What's the library like at Exeter College?
I really like it in general. I probably work there almost every day of the week, actually. It's just on the main site, and it's got 3 sections. So it's got a long bottom floor, and then a floor above, and then kind of a sidewards long thin room. Is the best way to describe it. But is sometimes quite busy. So I find if I go there after lunch on most weekdays, sometimes I won't find a spot. So I might go to another library. So I might go to the Radcam, which is just around the corner, or the Bodleian or something. But I quite like it at night time because it's a little bit quieter then. And so after dinner, I might go from maybe 7 to 9 if I just need to get a little bit done. And it's just quite old again and pretty, and it's a good working spot, I think.
Yeah, I mean, your location is pretty perfect for everything, pretty much. At Costi, are there any like pubs or takeaways or restaurants that are particularly popular with Exeter students around where you are?
Honestly, because we're so central, like most things in Oxford are kind of, I guess, around where we are. This is not that kind of like cute and Oxfordy, but everyone loves like Itsu and Wasabi and Pret and McDonald's, which are all literally 2 minutes walk from our accommodation, which was so nice for me because I used to live like a tube journey away from like restaurants like that, so that was so nice. And what pubs? People like the Spoons. I think we've like, it's quite nice. I definitely want to do some more nice pub exploration next year, to be honest. I feel like we definitely have a lot more to learn about Central Oxford.
Yeah. I think people tend to just resort to the brands and things that they know. I mean, when I like discovered your college cafe like halfway through last term after my English lectures, like started saving me like £3 or £4 because I was literally going to prep like all the time, or like Tesco or whatever to get a sandwich. And suddenly I found your cafe that had soup for like £1, or like a sandwich for like £2. So yeah, definitely.
It's good value. Oh, and there's also a super nice cafe called the Pat, what's that cafe that we like that's not the Handlebar?
It is just off Cornmarket Street. It's near the burrito place.
Oh, Society Cafe.
No, it's next door to Society Cafe, and it's like upstairs. There's a Thai restaurant or something, and then it's like above. Anyway, it's really nice and a good place to do a little bit of work.
And in terms of, so obviously you're talking about the XFAC, and that's kind of like a society, I guess. Are there other societies? Like, what societies are you guys involved with, or do you see around Exeter?
So there's loads of sports stuff. So I guess you would class that as a society. I might be wrong. Okay. So in terms of myself, I play football. So I play for the seconds, which is just quite casual. There's usually one game a week, and occasionally they'll have a little five-a-side kickabout. And then I also play darts. So again, that's weekly, and it's usually a match against another college. That's for both football and darts. And the darts is they have a mini league and a tournament, and Exeter College has got to the final twice now, but we've not won yet. So hopefully we can sort that out next year. And I don't know all of the sports, but there's probably about 20 sports within college. I think they have netball and rowing and hockey and just lots and lots of other stuff.
How about you, Costi? What societies and things have you been involved with?
Yeah, I guess there's the sports societies which are really good. I've been more involved, I guess, in the kind of arts societies. So for cuppers, there was like a group of freshers who get together and put on the cuppers play. There's also college choir every Monday night, which is really nice. And also for the Tell Street Arts Festival, which is Jesus, Lincoln and Exeter, which is like an arts festival that gets put on every February. They get a committee together of students from the 3 colleges, which is really nice to meet other people as well. And then you get to put on a whole lot of music, arts and drama events. So yeah, trying to think if there's any other societies we've left out.
I'm sure there is.
I'm sure there's lots more than we're mentioning.
Yeah, I was talking to Hannah the other day, and she was saying about FemSoc apparently is really popular at Exeter. I don't know if either of you guys have ever been to. No. Apparently it's really good. I mean, I think they do like discussions and pizza nights and things like that. So I think I'm going to try and go next term because it sounds really good.
Yeah, they're meant to be really good.
Yeah, there's the FemSoc and the LGBT, like they have pizza nights every few weeks, I think. So that's really cool.
Yeah, is there quite a visible LGBTQ community at Exeter? Costi, do you want to?
Yeah, I'd say like lots of events get put on, and people are very like open and like interested in finding out. We've got a really good LGBTQ rep next year who I think is keen on like putting on more events, making it feel more inclusive in college. I think she's keen with also working. We've got a women's officer for next year as well, and I think they're quite keen on working together to get some events going and some like interesting discussion groups going. So yeah.
I'm just going back to facilities. Do you guys have a college gym? Like, what's that like? I don't know if you've used it, Pat, maybe.
Yeah, so the college gym was on my staircase last year. Honestly, it's not great, but you can do a few things there. So it's quite small and it's underground and has no natural lighting. So it's not the nicest space. If I don't know if you're going to the gym to relax and unwind, it's not great for that. It's got, I think, a bench press, a cross trainer, a few dumbbells of different weights, a rowing machine, a lap pull down thing, and I think that's about it. There's not really, you could like put your hands up and touch the ceiling. You couldn't really do many overhead weights, but I don't know, if you just want to casually do some exercises in 30-40 minutes and you don't want to walk to a gym or something, it's really useful to have on site. But maybe if you take fitness really seriously, which I don't, to be fair, then you'd want to get a gym membership somewhere else, or go to the Iffley Road Sports Centre, where I think you get a free gym membership through the college.
Yeah, we have to pay. It's really good. We have to pay like £6 a term, and the college gets us a gym membership to the uni gym and also to the uni swimming pool, which is really good.
And is your college gym free? How much does that membership cost? Do you know?
Yeah, the college gym's free.
Oh, okay.
You just have to do an induction.
Just here, this is how you use this is how you use that.
Yeah, basically.
So you're talking about obviously sport being popular. Is sport also quite a social activity at Exeter? Do you have any kind of sports orientated social events that happen? Maybe Costi, I don't know how much sport you do at college.
I'd say darts is probably the biggest social orientated sports event, because you've got people playing darts, but like loads of people from college go down to Circus and like watch and cheer it on. Like I hate darts, but like it's fun to go and watch it anyway. I don't know what else. I did women's football for a little bit, and that was really fun. Oh, and also there's like rowing. Sorry, I'm being very scatty, but there's also some like sports crew dates which are really fun. There's like rowing crew dates with other colleges, which like if you like that kind of thing, I think is a really fun activity, I guess.
Yeah, just to know if anyone doesn't know, a crew date is basically you go to a restaurant with usually your sports team or another group, and then you meet up with another sports team in the restaurant and you play all of these like kind of silly games and drinking games and things like that, just to clarify that. But
can I just add, in terms of a social side, for the men's football and rugby, they both have drinks every week, which are quite social, where it's basically only a social event where the football team from 7 to 9 and then the rugby team from 9 to 11 get together in the college bar and just chats, share stories, play a few drinking games, and have a laugh really for 2 hours, and that's quite nice.
how much inter-year socialising is there at Exeter? Maybe Pat, if you want to answer that one.
I would say quite a lot. So firstly, the college parent system, I should probably explain that a little bit, is basically where you get matched up to a student who's doing your subject in the year above you. So it's a scheme that allows you to ask questions and get advice for essays when you're starting off or for the work you have to do, and they can just help you out whenever you need it. But it also just initially makes sure you have a friend, I think, in the year above, and it makes or breaks down the boundaries between the years a little bit. And then also because it's quite a small college at Exeter and loads of people go to the JCR, that you end up meeting lots of people from other years and chatting to them. And I think it's quite fluid and lots of people have friends in different years. And say with the welfare teas as well, every week you'll go there and there'll be people from first, second, third, fourth year, say, and you can just easily speak to them and everyone's really friendly.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also, so you were saying about like welfare reps and things like that. How does your JCR system work? Like, do you have meetings regularly or different representatives? Maybe Costi, if you kind of explain how the structure of your JCR works.
Yeah, so we have a JCR president and a secretary, and the secretary makes sure that all the stuff that's happening within the JCR gets told to everyone around college. So we've got a Facebook group and also an email group where everything gets circulated on. And the way it works is that there's basically officers for lots of different things. So we have welfare officer and women officer and BME officers and ENTS reps as well, who organise all the social stuff. So they're kind of in charge of organising stuff and promoting it. And then in addition, every week there's like a JCR meeting, and if you've got something, if you'd like to have some funding from the JCR, for example, or you'd like to put forward a change in college, you go and you present, and then you have people vote yes or no. And the motions normally get passed, to be honest. It's not too stressful, like it's pretty chill. I'm trying to think if there's some good stuff that we've had passed. We've had like tomatoes and mushrooms to be included in brunch, which I haven't seen happen yet, to be honest, but apparently it will happen next year. And yeah, the Wii was one, and we also got a new sofa for the JCR, and also figuring out what charities the college works to support. So I think the JCR system's actually really good, and even if you're not particularly involved, it's quite easy to find out about what's going on.
And Pat, you were saying about like there was a Freshers ball in Freshers Week. Does Exeter have a main ball, and what's that like?
Yeah, so there was meant to be a main ball this year, and it sadly got cancelled.
Yeah.
So I can't really comment so much on what it's like. From past stories of people in second and third year, I think that they basically have it within the college, and they allow you to go on the main quad, and they have lots of stalls and events and live music, and you just walk about all day and chat and drink and play fun games and stuff. I'm not quite sure though. I'm guessing a little bit.
It was cancelled.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe start with Costi. What is your favourite thing about Exeter? And if you could change one thing, what would it be?
My favourite, this is going to sound so cringe, but like my favourite thing is that everyone's so nice and friendly and just like keen to get to know you and chill out. And it's just a really like chilled vibe, which I like. So that's my favourite. Honestly, my least favourite thing is the kitchen. Like the kitchen is tiny. It's just like at the back of the JCR, and it's a bit gross and messy. It's not a problem in second year if you're living in a house, but just for first year, because I like to cook for myself quite a lot, I'd say that was something to bear in mind if you're considering applying.
Same question to you.
Yeah, I also don't want to be really cliche. I would have just said the people. So I'm trying to think of something I can say that's different. But maybe just as like an extension of that point, that there's just such a variety of people that I think if you go whatever type of person you are, you'll find people quite similar to you and also people different to you. And having both of those is really nice, that you can learn a lot about different people and then also find similar people and share stuff and have a good time with them. And then for a least favourite thing, I might say that the second year accommodation for lots of the people who do go and live in the houses, they're quite far away. So there may be a 30-minute walk from the college. You can cycle it in about 10 minutes. But because I've just got used to being quite central, I'm not looking forward to having to travel a little bit more.
Yeah, waking up a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. That was so helpful. And I feel like, I don't know, if anyone is watching it thinking about applying to Exeter, it definitely sounds like a good college to choose.